Hey everyone, welcome to the presentation on FAA medical certificates. My name is Kevin, and today we'll be talking about what is a medical certificate, why is it important, how you can get one, and some common misconceptions involving medical certificates. Right into it, what is a medical? Well, as you can see pictured on the screen here, this is what it looks like. It's a third class medical. There's three classes. There's third, second, and first class. And depending on what type of operation you're doing, would require you to have a different medical. For instance, an airline transport pilot would need a first class medical, while a private pilot would only need a third class medical. But medicals are very important because under 14 CFR 6123, no person may operate an aircraft and be pilot in command or required crew member without a medical. So this is very important if you want to be a pilot or want to do any type of flying. So how can you get a medical certificate? Well, the easiest way first is to figure out which one you need. And then after that, you would go to MedExpress. MedExpress is an FAA website, and you would input some information in there. It's like an application. The information would include your family history, your current medical status, this kind of thing. You submit it, and then you contact an AME. An AME is an aviation medical examiner. The AME will give you kind of like a sports physical, and then if you pass that, your paperwork is verified, and you don't have any outstanding medical issues, you will get issued a medical certificate. It's that easy. So now that you have this medical, you're probably wondering, well, how long can I use this medical for? How long is it valid? Well, it depends on two things. It depends on your class of medical and your age. So on the date of your examination, if you're under 40 years of age, we're going to use this graph today to explain. So the third class medical, again for private flying, recreational sport pilot, that kind of thing, it lasts for 60 calendar months. So for 5 years, you have a valid medical certificate. If you wish to do an activity that is not that, and you wish to do something such as airline flying or commercial pilot operations, then you're going to need a first or second class medical. And for under 40, you can only do those operations for 12 calendar months before you're going to need a new medical. If you do not get a new medical after 12 calendar months, it automatically reverts back to a third class medical. So for instance, if you're a commercial pilot, but now you just want to fly around, you just want to go have some trips, go with a couple of friends some places just as a private pilot, that's fine even if you have a second class medical. It's just going to revert back to that third class and the third class privileges after 40 or after those 12 calendar months, before 48 calendar months. Now, if you're over 40 years old, the FAA wants to keep a little closer eye on you and your medical status. So this graph is used for if your examination date was when you're over 40 years old. It's a little bit tighter, so third class only lasts for 24 calendar months, first class for 6 months only. So if you're an airline transport pilot and over 40 years old, then every 6 months you're getting a new medical certificate to still operate as an airline transport pilot. And second class stayed the same at 12 calendar months. So finally today we're going to talk about what happens if you cannot get a medical or you have trouble getting a medical certificate. And that's where special issuances come in. So let's say you fill out your MedExpress application, take it to your AME, and he denies you a medical certificate. He could deny you a medical certificate for something as simple as diabetes or something as complicated as a heart valve issue. But you've been denied a medical certificate. Well, you can still get one. You just need a special issuance of one. Essentially, the FAA has to waive your medical issue and clear you for it. Now, you have to get a special issuance every single time you want a medical certificate. So this can become quite worrisome if you're over 40 and an airline transport pilot, and every 6 months you have to get a medical certificate. Additionally, the FAA wants to keep track of you, so they want paperwork about your medical issue every 12 calendar months. Now this is where we're going to transition to a SOTA. So a SOTA is a statement of demonstrated ability. So this is mainly used if you have a disability, maybe you're missing a hand, but you can still operate the aircraft safely. Well, the FAA wants to make sure of that. So you would take a flight with an inspector pilot, and they would make sure that everything's safe, that you're good, and then you'd be issued a SOTA and then you would be able to apply for medical with your statement of demonstrated ability. And that's a one-time thing. And finally, that leads us into basic med. So basic med is a new rule that came out not too long ago, and essentially allows you to fly without a valid medical certificate. However, you will have some limitations. Essentially, to fly under basic med, you have to fill out a comprehensive medical exam checklist. You can find that online. You take that to your family physician, which is different because you will not take it to your AME, so the aviation medical examiner will not be involved in that. And then after you get cleared by your family physician, you complete the medical assessment course online. And you only have to do the family physician every 48 months and the medical assessment course online every 24 months. So basic med could be used for somebody that needs a special issuance but only wants to do private flying. It's kind of worrisome because you would need to talk to the FAA and they could deny you a special issuance. But if you've had a medical after July 2006, then you could apply for basic med, and then you would only be getting inspected by your physician and not an AME. You're still safe and you're still responsible for being safe under basic med, but it's a lot better than trying to talk to the FAA for a special issuance medical certificate. And the limitations of basic med include passenger limits, so 6 people total in the airplane, so 5 passengers and 1 pilot, no more than 250 knots, and no commercial operations, so you can do private instrument flying but nothing else. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. To find out more information on medical certificates, visit aopa.org or faa.gov. Have a great day, safe flying.